My next door neighbor, I could see the flames on their roof, and I said, that's it, we gotta go. And that was the last we saw.
When I first came up, it was absolute shock.
The landscape was black. Cars that were left there were just charred, just like a bomb had gone off.
I just stood there and stared. I couldn't believe it.
And then it just kind of hits you like it's all gone.
The intensity of having to go through that, whether you're directly affected or not, is something no one can prepare for and no one can really describe until you're in it. We didn't really know where to start. The very next morning, we came to see what was left of our house. And in fact, when we got there, that it was still burning and smoldering.
There are going to be possibly down power lines. There can be large holes where tree stumps have burnt down, and so you really need to watch for those wells. Whether your house was damaged by fire or not, infrastructure can go down, power can be lost. If you live downstream from or adjacent to a burned area, you are at risk for potential flooding, mudslides, and debris flows.
Probably the worst is the first week or two because you've got so much to do.
Right away, the insurance company wanted us to work on, seriously, every item in your home.
You've got to get your birth certificates again, and you've got to get your driver's licenses, and you got to find a place to live.
Go to the store, buy yourself a notebook and a set of pens, and you're going to need to write down who you talked to, when you talked to them, what they said, what you need, because this is a really emotional experience, and it can be very hard to track those logistics while going through this.
It just takes a lot of perseverance, and every step of the way, it's a process.
There's a lot of conflicting emotions we've had over the last year. Naturally, the first couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months were seriously intense. Now, a year later, I would say we're nowhere near done working through that process.
You start with a sense of loss, but then you take that loss and you figure out how to use it. You don't get rid of it. It becomes a part of you. So it wasn't about burying it. It was about embracing it.
After a traumatic event like a fire, it's important to have somebody that you can talk to, get your emotions out, whatever those emotions are.
I think people's resilience is based on their support network.
At the end of the day, all you have at that point is the people around you. It comes down to the human element.
I think a strong sense of community really plays into a community's capacity to recover.
That was a turning moment for me, seeing what this close-knit community could come together and do to help us get back on our feet.
Been a lot of friends helping us. The construction community here has really been instrumental in this. There's a lot of love in that house.
With more people moving into the woods and with the condition of our forests as a whole, it is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's important to recognize that the wrong fire on the wrong day can damage or impact even a prepared house. But we can reduce our risk, and we can recover better if we prepare ahead of time. Resources exist to help you. There's no better time. The time is now.